Purge, what's up?
Not much, man. Hoping to see a Meepo finally.
Yes, please.
That would be really fun.
Who plays it? Anybody? I don't know.
Who cares? Put it on some guy that doesn't know. I'm gonna see mess up. That would be good.
Yeah, that's true.
Heroes that are likely gonna be banned here. I think Jug is gonna maybe get banned. There were some teams that prioritize banning him.
I mean, there's a lot. Look, Invoker, Oracle, Enchantress is there. I don't know. Jug is damn good though.
Yeah, Jug is just such a reliable carry, and he's good against a lot of heroes. There's not very many heroes where you're like, wow, you're hard countered by Juggernaut, or Juggernaut hard counters you hard counter Juggernaut. There we go. So maybe we'll see that, but they do ban the typical stuff. The very strong mids that are good against a variety of things like Death Prophet and Viper. I think that Invoker will be banned as well. If it doesn't, some team's gonna first pick it. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Oracle Nyx and Team Empire has to choose whether they want to give it up to EG.
EG's like, give me the Invoker.
Nope.
Okay, they don't get it.
Evil geniuses.
Enchantress still there. Jug, as he talked about. Undying is pretty damn good in this, in Captain's Jug especially as well.
I could see Undying, Jug, maybe Puck again, or Enchant. Probably Enchant first pick, I think, for EG.
I just hope there's no Naga. That's definitely a wish of mine. Maybe no Alchemist. Alchemist can be good if you...
Well, is there a Enchant counter? That's the first question. Is there a support that beats Enchantress? And I don't really see one. Normally it's like what we just saw Mirana works well, Mirana and Crystal Maiden. Neither of those are in the pool. So if Evil Genius's first picks Enchant, the enemy team's going to react with burst damage then as a result. And that solution, I'm not seeing that much burst damage. I guess Clinkz is kind of okay. Jug is good against Enchant, obviously in lane. Maybe that's what EG is scared of here, because we just saw it. Like Jug worked really good against Enchant. Secures that kill. And they could just do something like Rubik or Shadow Demon to guarantee the kill. Instead,
first pick Ursa.
You know why that is, though?
No counters?
They're just anticipating the Enchant pick.
Okay.
And they're saying, you know what, Ursa's kind of a good hero. We want to, if they do this and their opponents pick Enchant, then they've got an Ursa versus Enchant, they're fine. So Empire is going to say, like, do we want to pick Enchant versus Ursa? Probably not. And then EG goes, okay, we'll take Enchant, thanks, man.
Right.
Like, that's the solution.
That's rough.
So I think EG is just double thinking this one and saying, go ahead, man.
Is that the terminology, double thinking? It is now.
I made it up.
It's good. I like it.
Maybe inaccurate. Okay.
That'll be our new thing.
They're a step ahead here. They're saying, go ahead, you pick Enchantress. If you don't pick Enchantress, we're going to take it. Then you're going to have to deal with Enchantress. And then we got one of the counters, which is Ursa. Now, they're still going to have Jug possibly to deal with it.
Whoa, your favorite hero, man.
I love Shadow Demon.
How come you didn't bring him up as your favorite hero every time he's in the pool?
Because he doesn't get picked that often. He sometimes does.
Well, that's the beauty of it,
He's pretty good against Ursa, though, because Demonic Purge, it doesn't actually remove Enrage. It used to. It was one of the most OP things ever. Like, as soon as Ursa would use his ult, you'd purge him, and he would lose his ult. It's like hard counter. That no longer exists, but either way, still reducing his movement speed is really good. And you can remove passives, so I'm guessing that counts for overpower. But that's only if you have an Aghanim Scepter.
All right, you know what would be cool? Is if Empire gets Alchemist. He builds Ags for Shadow Demon, because that's 3 purges, like you said. And even Puck Ags is pretty damn good against Ursa, because you can't beat KB out of the Dream Coil.
I don't think you have to give Shadow Demon an Axe, though. He farms it really fast himself. It's like
That's true. Put him on the 4 position, yeah.
Yeah, and you stack jungle camps, and then you just clear them with Shadow Demon. You spend a little bit less time on the map, a little bit more time farming, but you can get a fast Aghanims. I don't necessarily think we'll see it happen. They do grab the Enchantress.
Team Empire.
Yeah, very good.
And you don't have to go for the fast Ags, but you can. I think it's sometimes safer to just buy some other small items, like even a Force Staff early might make a big difference. But against an Enchantress, this Ags is looking pretty good, man, because now it can stop Enchantress's passive as well.
Yeah.
So, and it gives you 3 charges. It's going to apply some great slow. You could use 3 charges on Ursa in a team fight, for example. So that alone, I think, is going to be something that they could do. Yeah.
Now, is this a support Enchantress offlane, or...
Considering there's a mag pick, I mean, it could be mid-mag, could be Sumail playing it.
Yeah, I think it will be Sumail, probably.
Are you sure? I mean, I don't know if I would want to lane Magnus versus Puck. Shadow Demon's just a really solid pick against Mag as well, if he doesn't get caught. He may need an Aether Lens as well. Could be another solution. I love the Clinkz pick. Gives him lots of attack speed against Enchantress, so you can counteract her untouchable. It can also solo kill Magnus if Clinkz gets a gold advantage. I would say it's okay versus Ursa, not amazing. So, but lots of good single target damage there. It's also going to wreck Magnus in a 1v1 since he's a ranged hero. So,
what do you think of Axe for Empire?
I was going to say EG.
Well, EG, they have the counter to Dazzle Grave, but the problem is they have Magnus and Enchantress. Like, if none of those are offlane, then maybe you get it. But it's, I was hoping they would not do this. But although that's not the carry Naga, I don't think, right? I think it's support Naga, actually. It's Ensnare is really nice for Ursa because that's his biggest issue. He needs some sort of slower disable.
True.
Actually right-click. And, I mean, Ursa has to be 1. There's no other way to play him, right? Like, are you going to put him mid or something?
You could, like, dual offlane or something. You can jungle him as well if you want to go, like, Iron Talon. It's possible. It could be an Iron Talon or something.
I don't think I've seen a jungle Ursa professionally in a while.
It's honestly pretty fine right now, I think.
I mean, Iron Talon is pretty sick, though.
You kind of need Stout Shield first. Depends what camps you go to. If you can start with, like, Quelling Stout Tango, go jungle. They probably won't do that. It's much more likely, in my opinion, that's going to be Rubik Naga support, I think. But in the same vein, I'm a little hesitant about Naga support. Remaining. But it's good with Magnus, I guess, because if the enemy team ever groups you, just sleep them in an RP.
And there's the axe.
So
Beautiful.
So why did you say axe for Empire? What was your idea?
Well,
there?
they needed an offlaner. He couples well with Dazzle, so they can even do a dual off if they want.
True.
And I just really wanted to see axe. I mean, Khavos axe, he's already aggressive as it is, and you want to play aggressive on axe.
It's not a good hero against Ursa, though.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, you'll spin more often, I guess.
You got to get a 4-staff. You have to get 4-staff on axe this game.
It's tough playing against Ursa, man. His slow lasts for 4 seconds out of 5 on a 5-second cooldown. So
well, think of it as almost
so
like a
against
save. Right? You have Dazzle Grave, obviously, to save somebody against Ursa. Axe can jump in, and Berserkers call Ursa to prevent somebody else from getting Ghana, and then 4-staff away. But it's not like the best counter, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is Captain's Jeff. You only have some. I mean, you have another save in Shadow Demon. They have a decent amount of saves.
Yeah, they've got great. It's like a solid combo. Shadow Demon, Dazzle. You disrupt somebody, you heal the illusions that pop out, and you do a bunch of physical damage with it. It's a great roaming combo. It's a great dueling combo. This is going to be a hard Enchantress game, really hard enchant, actually, because she needs to survive against burst damage, and it does lots of burst damage. She doesn't have time to heal up.
Right.
So if they get a catch on her, they can easily kill her with a disruption.
All right, before we go into this any deeper here, as we have a pause, thank you, PPD. We really needed this. If you zoom in on Arteezy Imp, how much is this set worth? Yeah, the Alpine Ursa, which was released for a few days, and then the uproar of the community. This would probably be acceptable these days. That's the funny part. They could probably re-release this bad boy. This has to be worth a lot of money.
1,500?
1,500?
That much?
Was I already saying?
$1,500?
Somebody can Google it.
Something like that. The price fluctuate, but it's way more than what the cap is in. It's hard to sell because you have to do like PayPal transactions to get the value for it.
Wait,
the
why
market
is that?
cap is what, like 400?
Oh, there's a
500?
cap on the market?
Yeah, you can only have like $400 Steam on your market. So
Man, that's rough life for those market guys.
yeah, very tough, man.
Do you like this set now?
It looks okay.
Did you like it back
It's actually
then?
very basic. I don't know. I didn't give a shit.
It actually is super basic now, isn't it?
Yeah, I just saw. I was like, is this it? He just has 4 pieces. Got a little cowboy hat.
Dude,
That's it.
The community went crazy.
It's actually not a big deal in the slightest right now. I'm gonna say, like, I don't even vaguely care anymore.
You have to keep in mind that when cosmetics first came out for Dota, a lot of people that were, the hardcore Dota guys, they weren't used to this kind of thing. So it took some transition time, and I mean, like I said, now I mean, look at Khavos's freaking axe set.
Are you trying to say that Ike's Mike is a stubborn man?
What? Did he hate it or something?
He had that no cosmetics thing for a long time, and then
really?
later he tweeted about like asking for items or something.
Oh, and then he made a Crystal Maiden set that has a mustache on Crystal Maiden.
No, that looks stylish. I like it. I think it's a cool.
No, I
idea
didn't say I don't like it. It's just ironic that he would have a set come out after saying that.
It's ironic that he would have a set come out when he absolutely refuses to look at other people's cosmetics. that's he does now though. He has seen the light of
come around.
cosmetics being kind of fun.
We might have a level 1 engagement here. EG going deep into the river.
They're considering.
Both going very deep himself. He gets counter helix, by the way.
He gets it. That was really nicely done by Puck.
Oh, Puck got it. Wow.
Yeah, sent the orb out, grabbed the bounty, and immediately jaunted to it.
Okay.
So, they fought hard for one bounty rune, and I think Empire
FN got the other one.
Okay, Clinkz got it. So that
we got
was
both.
one. Oh yeah, what's both of them? Oh, that's good.
Yeah, not too shabby at all. Sumail. Mid lane versus. So this is the Magnus versus Puck. Even easier than the Breathe Fire dodge for Aloha Dance once he gets phase shift.
Yeah.
Unless he gets faked out. I mean, that's definitely a possibility.
It's too bad that we don't have Slacks on stats. He's actually recuperating from being up since 2:30 in the morning. So
yeah,
he could tell us what the win rate is if you get 2 bounty runes on the same team.
Oh, 100%.
Unfortunately, he's
pretty sure that's
still asleep. He stayed up too late.
Yeah, he's still asleep, guys. Not doing any work right now. Not editing videos, just sleeping. That's all he does. But we still love him. It's fine. He continues to make videos like that, I was pretty creeped out during the process, but it came out really well, I think.
Yeah, it was All real. Definitely all real.
Yeah, definitely.
Enchantress starting in the jungle, of course. He's actually playing like a more conventional jungling enchant. His camp got blocked. He didn't go D-ward the sentry, which I think is fine. I mean, Enchantress started as a jungling hero, and she was very successful in that place. The only thing that EG's really losing by this is that the supports for Empire technically should be free to roam. So maybe a gank on Magnus is possible, but it's kind of hard due to him having skewer and them not having stuns. So ganking mid is going to be really tough, but they maybe can do it. I would say get at least like level 3 or 4 on Puck here. Once he gets a silence, they can do a disruption into a silence, and Magnus probably, maybe won't be able to get skewer off in time. So for now, I don't think this is going to hurt EG too much, that universe is in the jungle.
The funny thing is he's actually out-leveling Khavos right now, who's still level 1, and Fear's going to he's going to see this stack for Axe.
He just has to be here for it.
He needs a level of Berserker's Call for this, right? I don't think he can take it without it.
Yeah, large camps are really tough to take for Axe in the early game. But Fear's doing what you can do as Naga Siren. You've got 6 frickin' base armor for some reason, and you can follow people and you can cast Riptide on them. They take 100 magic damage.
I take it you don't agree with the base armor.
I mean, it's
to Naga.
Some heroes have a lot of base armor. In a lot of cases, they're agility heroes or strength heroes that just have really poor laning process. Right. So it kind of needed to happen, but Naga's support was definitely too strong. But they balanced Riptide, so it's not as good at level 1, and it still scales to the same strength. So
that's the third
bounty. Oh, they're coming to steal it.
Oh,
Enchantress has enchant in 8 seconds. They don't have a wildkin. It's only a 2-stack. Like, it's not that big of a deal, but...
Well, it is kind of a big deal for Axe because he's not getting that many... In fact, he's just gone to the jungle.
Yeah, like, I actually don't think this is that big of a deal. It's a 2-stack, man. Like, they stole the Satyr. They're going to clear the camp out just fine.
Oh, look at this, though. Universe is now level 3. Empire for Axe just hit level 2. I guess it's not that far off. I mean, we can see how fast he can actually farm in the jungle, but Arteezy, he's actually pushing this bottom lane, so this could be free XP for Khavos, but I think they're just going to transition this to a push. I don't see why not with the Enchantress here.
Yep, I agree. He's got all these neutrals. He's got even got an Awful Wolf, so their damage is going to be higher. Axe doesn't even have a TP to save.
Gorat's ensnared up. Sumail with a level 2 Shockwave has a regeneration rune as well. We have a TP support. Aloha Dance is here. Getting healed up. Funnick doing a nice job. They could try to turn this. Fear taking a lot of damage. A couple more right clicks might do it. Sumail attempting to block off.
They got him.
And that last tick of the Shadow Poison is enough to take first blood in the Wave Empire.
And that was a really good rotation. I thought for sure that EG was going to get that. Maybe not get the first blood, but that it would be fine there. But the nice TP from Dazzle and the turnaround with Shadow Poison is just so hard to run from.
Well, EG does get the tier 1 bottom, so they're not going to be too upset about that trade-off. And right now, Arteezy doing quite well on the Ursa. Level 4.5, 1,100 gold. Are we going to see any crazy-ass items? He goes for phase boots. We just see Blink. Actually, I guess some sort of life steal. You go Roshan and then get Blink after, something like that.
I think the more common Ursa build right now is actually a Mask of Madness. You get them to transition to that. Yeah. Just because once Overpower runs out, your attack speed is really bad usually because you opt for mobility items. So with Mask of Madness and that with your Enrage, if you're really taking a lot of damage, you just turn Enrage on. And then the damage amp that you're getting from Mask of Madness means a lot less. So I think that's why that build kind of works. The movement speed helps as well. So Mask of Madness, you kind of need lifesteal no matter what, and it transitions you into a good place where you can keep getting kills and items.
Yeah, Khavos here in the bot lane, catching up on the levels, thanks to that tower being taken out. And again, we've talked about this in the past. That's kind of one of the benefits of losing a tower is that you actually might get more experience if they're not going to pressure it anymore.
And last hits, of course.
And Axe is really good at last hits. You just got to tank that bad boy.
Just stand there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, man.
Is that one of the heroes you would suggest for newer players?
Oh, easily,
to pick
dude. It's by far one of the nastiest heroes to play against if you're brand new. It's like Ricky and Axe.
You go AFK and you actually might get farm.
No, you just run at your enemy heroes, and they just try to right-click you but next to the creep waves, and you just spin, and they're like,
funny
oh, is that hero fair?
Yeah, like when you first play, that's kind of like your first instinct is just to run at heroes, right? You don't realize how squishy you are. Axe is not.
Especially because he buys usually 3 scout shields if you're a brand new player, so...
Hey,
you're really resistant to creeps.
Absolutely.
Helps a lot.
That's good stuff.
Soul Ring recipe on the way for Clinkz here, and great item for him just because he can leverage his mana pool so much more, and then he can spend a lot of time jungling actually, because casting his ultimate only costs 100, so he'll eat creeps, kill a couple jungle creeps, and let his supports catch up. So I don't know if this is going to go towards the Shadow Demon or the Dazzle. I would kind of like to see Dazzle get the level since Shadow Demon can also jungle independently, but for now, Shadow Demon's trying to set up some kills, doing some roaming. He puts a ward down. May have been spotted. Actually, they were placed almost the same time. But it looks like PPDs went down first, so I don't know if he saw the Dazzle one or the Shadow Demon place his.
Well, Goratz is going to get another ward up close to an EG ward. Not sure if they saw that. They're pinging him out in the bottom rune area as the 6-minute rune is about to pop, and looks like EG is going to get that one, while Aloha Dance with that bottle going to fill up with an illusion rune.
Loaded to the gills.
It kind of
give
looked
it
like
to
EG saw them, but I don't think they did. You got both of
tough to
those.
tell.
Both of those
Dire's
wards got
bottom
down
tower
fine.
is under
This
attack.
Radiant one actually blocks the large camp,
Radiant's
though.
top tower is under attack.
In the bot and enemy jungle.
So to go for Roche, you don't need the Mask of Madness level. You just get the Mask of Death, and
Yep.
that should be enough. What level
Well,
would you say is optimal to actually take that
They're
out?
going to try to kill this Shadow Demon first.
Yeah, if they can get the telekinesis, it might be an easy one. He does have disruption though. Mitigate a little bit of this damage, and Arteezy is going to be the first to be shown into a telekinesis. No, he does get
You should be
the
able to get him. Unless
aftershock off the grave. Not quite in range, it seems.
he was actually casting Shadow Wave there, not Grave. So even if that hit, I think he was dead. Small mistake from Funnock, but Funnock is a new support player. So, and plus Grave did get nerfed in terms of the cast time, so maybe arguable maybe Shadow Wave first. But in most cases, you have to cast Grave first in a moment like that. I think he should have been able to stay alive, but a little bit late on the TP maybe for Funnock.
It looks like he is. He's not going for any in Poison Touch, so they're going to be leveling up.
Oh,
Shadow
they're gonna
Grave
catch
pretty-
him.
Oh boy.
Maybe. No, he's
And
so
snare
far
up
away.
for Dazzle. He's going to get some
Oh, he
TPs.
does it boots.
It's the Shadow Demon. That's enough for EG to get back.
Universe almost dying here.
Oh wow, Universe. Well,
That
good thing he
Universe
has Nature's Attendance. You know, pretty damn good heal.
The strafe that Clinkz has does 130 attack speed, which means it completely counters exactly what our Untouchable does. They smoked under a ward here in the Radiant jungle, by the way, so they should expect this wraparound by Funnock.
Well,
Or
Funnock,
maybe he'll just die.
if they can get in telekinesis range, that should be a kill. But
Oh, they got him.
they get him. There's TP support. He's going to grave himself. And Fear, with one more ensnare, is going to try to get a Riptide up against Silence. He might actually trade his life for this. Lose Your Orb is doing some damage, and Fear ends up being taken out. And here's the counter initiation. Kavos, Berserker's Rage onto PPD with the illusions of disruption. And down goes another hero for EG.
Shadow Wave did so much damage there. Pretty amazing skill, good in the early game.
Dire's
So,
middle tower is under
in terms of the
attack.
question you asked earlier about what does it take for
Radiant's top
Arteezy to
tower
Roche, it's
is
a
under
mix of
attack.
overpower levels and a mix of Furious
Radiant
Swipes. So,
structures are
if you go all
fortified.
in on overpower and Furious Swipe in the early game, you can do it earlier. But he's gotten 2 points in Earth Shock, so it's going to slightly delay when he feels comfortable doing this. He can probably do it now, especially with the one
Radiant's
extra
top
hero.
tower has
But it
fallen.
might be a while until he feels safe to do that. At least, maybe until they take the tier 2 down here, might make a big difference.
Looking at the CS department in the mid lane, it's pretty damn even between the Puck and Sumail's Magnus, who has 1,700 gold, so not too far off that Blink Dagger. Expect a smoke gank to come right after that bad boy's picked up. In fact, they might just do it now. PPD does have the smoke available, and they are grouping up. Universe with a very annoying Harpy creep to go along with the Wild Wing Ripper, which is also an annoying one. I guess they're all annoying to some degree, but
Yeah. The levels on EG right now are still a little bit behind, though. PPD is still only level 4. That could cost them. Fear as well, also level 4.
ooh, they're going to do Roche like this? Oh boy, they are.
Empire actually has a huge experience advantage this game. And net worth as well. Net worth is looking pretty good.
Well, this is going to help EG at least. The Roshan
Yeah.
might be uncontested. Goretz has no idea what's going on.
It's a Mask of Madness. It makes such a big difference. Gives them 100% or 100 attack
Oh, he
speed.
already finished it. Okay.
Like, it's just, Roche is just instantly dead.
Yep.
They only had like 30 seconds there to react.
Roshan
And
has
that is the
fallen.
Aegis, the way of Arteezy. Just needs a little bit of mobility, and he'll just start taking off. But Empire still looking pretty damn good. Clinkz is the top CS department. Let's look at the net worth. In fact, he's the top net worth as well. And what is he going for? He
I
has
like
the
his
medallion. So I guess a Deso is probably the next choice.
Most likely. The Medallion Deso build just kind of became favorable just because Orchid kind of gets countered really hard in the mid game. Once your opponents get a BKB, Orchid is like a bad item. It doesn't do very much, except for against the supports. But if you get a Deso first, you can sometimes 2-3 shot the supports before they cast on you, and you're still good against the cores when they get BKBs. So the Medallion build is very similar. It's, you know, it lowers the armor the same as what a Desolator does, but it's much less expensive for money. So in some ways it's a lot better for getting early kills here, and we'll see if you can pick up a couple of heroes with it.
By the way, Sumail now has the Blink Dagger. There is a ward showing him, though. I'm not sure. I mean, doesn't necessarily mean they've actually seen it, but probably will not be a surprise for Empire. Have
Any
yet to
kill
see an
they can get
RP,
is
by the
good.
way.
Well,
What's
they're
that?
gonna run in and try to get
Dire's
Shadow
middle
Demon.
tower
Low
is under
RPM
attack.
probably.
Yeah, it would definitely be worth it, these early engagements.
He did move though. They didn't really know which way he was gonna go.
Yeah, Goret's level 5 at the moment. And Aloha Dance is going to help secure the defense of the Ancients, and in this case, the Tier 1.
Oh, I forgot about this. They have Magnus and Ursa. He's gonna be doing overpowered cleave.
That's pretty dirty,
It's
actually.
going to deal damage really fast.
If you ever wanted to buy Battle Fear on Ursa, that's basically like you have it now.
Yes, it's kind of a cool idea. It works out nicely. A lot of TPs come in the mid lane. They might try to grab Puck, but
Is there a smoke? Are they going to smoke?
it's so hard to get the
I
kill
don't
off.
think so.
They'd have to like somehow get a lift first. I
Yeah.
think doing the RP is too dangerous.
It'll be easier at nighttime, but it's 50 seconds away. Arteezy is going to be seen by FN. That's one of the heroes FN probably cannot kill right now, I would wager against. I mean, Ursa with that ult probably
Oh, they
should
got the ward.
survive. Plus, he has the Aegis, so not exactly the greatest target.
So PPD made an assumption for the ward based on their positioning, most likely on Empire's side. Can clear that they had a ward, puts the sentry down. First one misses, second one does catch it. Kind of a late ward. It had lived most of its life in freedom, but sometimes
You and wards, bro.
What?
Either it's Gem TD or you're doing some sob story. Now I feel sorry for wards. They are living beings, though. They're plants. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
They have eyes.
Is this a lore thing? That
It is a lore thing. I don't know if it was Slacks that brought it up to me, but it was disturbing nonetheless.
okay. Oh, they're going for a gank on Puck. He just orbed top lane, so he doesn't have escape for 2 seconds.
Oh, and there's the initiation. Sumail RPs him, takes the regen, or not the regen,
Oh, is he gonna
the
live?
bounty rune. Aladdin's gets a nice coil. He's
No
going to blink
way.
out with the phase shift.
And they got
FN. Well, they're going to find the kill on Magnus, but FN's going to trade his life. So it's a 1-for-1. Not exactly the way EG was expecting it to go at the very least.
Yeah, it looks so good, but PPD is going to steal spells. Shadow Poison, pretty good steal there.
And disruption goes up. There's the Naga Song resetting everything. And I think EG is just going to run away. Arteezy was still with the Aegis intact and the TP out by the Rubik.
Okay, that was good for them. But the Clinkz really needed not to die. It's one of the big weaknesses of the hero is that Skeleton Walk has such a long cooldown. So he probably decided to run because he was like, he probably went invis because Puck would look dead. But then Puck was able to get out, and then he's like, oh, well, I can get a kill now. And then he went back in, wasted his invis, and then was chased down very easily. So
How big of a deal is it for Ursa to use the Aegis, do you think?
I don't think it matters that much. Getting the Roche is so much more than the first Aegis. In some ways, I almost don't like Ursa getting it the first time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Generally, you spend a lot of time farming between your ganks.
But then who would you give it to? You don't really have the greatest candidates
I don't
on
know.
this team.
Maybe like a supporter. No, it's just not worth it. It's safer to just have the safeness that your core, if he dies in the next 6 minutes, doesn't feed gold. I think that's the most important thing. It's not like you're saying, I'm going to do something really stupid. It's because when you have no items, you don't have the ability to do dumb things and get value out of it. Because a lot of times you're out of position to be in that spot. So he is bringing himself an item, and it's going to be the Blink Dagger. And he also brought a Mango. I feel like he's just going to eat it. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot more pro players lately doing this. Clarities obviously give you way more mana, but they also force you to not farm while you're
it's such a long
drinking
duration.
it,
It's
so
ridiculous.
in some ways better just to spend 125 gold just to instantly get a bigger mana pool rather than spending the 50 on the 30.
Well, Arteezy picked up the Blink Dagger. Don't think Empire has seen it yet, but unfortunately for EG, there's no smoke for another 5 minutes.
Ortiz has a dust too.
Indeed, he does. Not going to find anybody, at least not yet. Meanwhile, mid lane, PPD and Universe grouping up. As Aloha Dance has a blink of his own, so it's a... Does Axe have his? Oh, actually, he could buy it right now. In fact, he does. So he doesn't finish the Vanguard, just goes straight for the blink. That's 2 blinks for each side. But a lot of this is going to come down to whoever initiates first. Although Sumail as counter initiation might be the strongest in the game right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of range heroes on Empire, so they may be a bit grouped in that way. But as long as the Shadow Demon and the Dazzle stay out, then they should be fine every time that there's an RP. I don't see somebody dying in that case. They might catch FN here.
And he gets dusted. They're not quite in range to do anything about it, though. Here's the counter initiation. Smoke. Kovos gets a Berserker's Call on one hero. It's Universe. Probably not the best target because of that untouchable. Arteezy, in the midst of things, next to the tier 1, just going to take it out and die right after, it looks like. And with that Soul Catcher, he takes so much damage. My goodness.
And that was only level 1 as well. But the important thing is that as he initiated, he got disrupted. And when that happens, then you know that you're not going to be able to DPS while he gets Shadow Demon ultied immediately afterwards. He has to pop his ulti just to reduce damage.
Oh, Fear attempting to TP out, but you ain't getting out of that, big boy. That's 3 for nothing for Empire, and they're going to... Well, maybe they can't push this tier 1 completely, but they'll do some damage.
Just so much harder for EG to take fights this game than the last one. The last one is like, oh, what do? You press Ravage and you cast your spells, you know? But this one is like, you have to lift somebody, let Ursa kill them right at the start. It's just a lot harder to execute. Ursa's going to need to get a BKB before he feels comfortable fighting.
Yeah, Kovos initiates onto PPD. He's going to take some damage thanks to the impetus of Enchantress. And, well, the Rubik is a pretty easy kill every time if you initiate.
Yep, and I don't... Oh, they did have a ward down, so that's how they got the kill. Disruption into Soul Catcher into Axe. Such an easy combo. They have so many good ways to initiate. either Axe going in, or Shadow Demon, or Puck. That's 3 good heroes that can initiate. And with Tranquil Boots on Shadow Demon here, he can just initiate really easily. It looks like he is going the Veil build, by the way. We saw Lil do this the other day when he played Shadow Demon. It was pretty cool. Tranquils into Null Talisman into the Veil gives him plus 18 int.
All right, any chance this is a Dagon?
It's possible, but it's very unlikely.
Oh, Funnick. Grave keeps him alive, and Universe has to walk away in shame.
It's just very unlikely. Like, Dagon is
That's more of a
okay.
pub build, right?
It's a pub build. Lil did go, he went Veil into Dagon.
Ooh,
because that makes sense, right? Because you're already buffing the damage from Soul Catcher, and then you buff it from Veil.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, I should buy Dagon. It's really worth it.
It's almost like you kind of have to go it if you're going to have 2 minus
damage
magic
amps.
armor.
Yeah. Well, the Soul Catcher does pure technically. It gives you pure damage for what the amp would do.
Okay.
So it still takes magic damage into account, but it's also just so good against heroes like Ursa. I don't know if you can remove it with Enrage, though. It doesn't get removed by BKB, so I'm guessing that Ursa's Enrage wouldn't remove it. I also like what Shadow Demon did here. He kept casting Shadow Poisons on the trees here, where people would normally TP. So he just kept vision there. That way, you would be able to see if there was a counter initiation.
Yet another benefit to a hero we never see.
Yes.
And I completely agree with you. I've agreed with you for quite a while that Shadow Demon is super underrated, but just hasn't fit in the current meta for whatever reason.
Oh, stuns are good, man. That's basically what it comes down to. Well,
save is good too, you know? Top lane in the meantime. Tier 1 tower being taken out by EG. No contest. Empire in the meantime going to do a little bit of damage to the Tier 2 bot, but will probably not have enough push to take it. Although Clinkz is damn good at pushing, but they're playing it super safe.
Yeah, he's very farm heavy right now. He just got a second Mithril Hammer. And once he gets the Deso and a Medallion, he's actually going to start 2-shotting Rubik.
He can kill literally everybody on the team. I mean, the only thing that's going to save EG is the song.
Or the RP.
Or an amazing RP.
They could RP the right guy. Oh, and again, they do have really good carry because they've got Empower on Ursa, so more damage than usual. But he doesn't have a BKB yet. He really needs this before he's strong. And even when he gets it, it's a little bit scary. Axe can call through BKBs. You can disrupt somebody that's in trouble. You can use Shadow Demon ulti on somebody on the Ursa if he goes aggressive. You can Grave and heal. Like, there's a lot of good solutions against what Ursa's trying to output this game. And it's already hard enough to play this guy as a carry due to the fact that he just doesn't have a really good lockdown. He's actually dying to Ancients a little bit here. This is dangerous.
He'll be okay. He pops his ult. Oh my god!
Oh my god! This is the moment that will be talked about in Twitch chat for years. I am not even kidding.
This won't replace Ricky, I don't think.
He just got wrecked by that. He only had 8 armor, and he had a Mask of Madness.
Empire's like, well, he probably just suicided himself in our jungle so he can get back, but definitely not the case. Unfortunately for our team. What does he go for? He has to go Basher, right?
You know what the worst part about that is? I don't know if he blinked in the Ancients, but if the Ancients don't disrupt Blink, so as soon as he thought he was dead, he could have blinked away.
Hey,
he died real fast all of a sudden.
When you play Ursa, you got to play cocky, you know, and that's Arteezy's playstyle in general. So.
I don't know, man. That was scary, man. I don't know.
I wonder what PPD is saying right now. He's probably going to his silent brooding, is my guess. What happens when he gets super mad? He just like doesn't talk.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it depends on who it is, I guess. I haven't seen him interact with Arteezy specifically, so I have no idea.
It's really just
a different dynamic. No. That is how it is usually.
Oh, is he going Ags? Oh, he's going Scotty. Okay. Got a Orb of Venom and a Point Booster. The Ags on Ursa is frankly bad. It lowers the cooldown down to like 20 seconds. You can remove 1 stun, but it's not really worth it. It's better to get so many other items. So with Scotty, he's going to get some mobility advantage over his opponents, but as well just generally lots of HP and stats. And they're going to try to steal Rosh really fast here.
Yeah, it's been about 10 minutes since Rosh has been taken out, so Empire should have a decent idea that he's up.
Oh, they're smoked. They're going to go. They're going to Shadow Poison. They're going to see it.
The Shadow Poison shows it. Sumail
has he's got 4!
Kavos jumps in with the Berserker's Call, but Fear with the resetting of Song. Can they take out Roshan?
Oh
Indeed, they can. Ay. That is rough to see, but Kavos in the meantime taking some impetus damage as Naga Song just drops to the deck, and Empire looking to roll over the big RP from Sumail onto FN extremely low, gets graved up at the last second. Kavos is not going to be so lucky, and FN he's very low. He gets earned up. He's going to live, at least for now. He's getting invisible. Was that a...
He dodged 2. He ran out of sentries twice there.
Oh, my God. That was disgusting. Aloha Dance, in the meantime, comes back into the fray. Trying to deal a little bit of damage, but he's going to be taking more from Impetus. Nice telekinesis holding up in the air. He's going to get the Rubik kill, and he's just going to run away with the DD activated. It's a 3 for 2. That includes the Aegis, though, which was taken out.
Okay, they can maybe outplay Arteezy. It's so dangerous, though. It was a fast Ghost Scepter on Shadow Demon, by the way. It's a good choice, because that way he can disrupt somebody else and just Ghost himself if Ursa tries to kill him. But what a great Song there from Fear. He absolutely saved that fight. If it wasn't for Song, they just get stomped there.
Yeah.
You can't just get 4-man called and not just lose 1 or 2 heroes instantly. So really nice plays by him. They might go on Funnick.
RTZ blinks in, gets the
He can Grave TP.
Earth Shock off
They have a
Funnick.
stun, though. There's no way.
Grave TP attempt.
Oh, the
and
call!
Kobos with the counter initiation is going to help his teammate get out of damaged way, but the mech is going to keep EG super healthy, and that's not the trade you want, actually, at the end of the day for Empire. As they are continuing to chase, though, Battle Hunger applied. Sumail. Sumail and company are going to live through the day.
It was almost good. They didn't have any more mana on Shadow Demon. He was still low mana from the previous fight, so no disruption on Axe to save him. Clinkz almost got there in time, though. He did a lot of damage to Ursa with that last hit. This Mask of Madness is actually going to be a huge detriment, I think, to Ursa this game. Because they're up against a minus damage source, the damage output is consistent across the board. It will always be there. So once his Enrage runs out, he's still got Mask of Madness on his hero. He did build eggs? Are you kidding me? Okay, so it's a 24 down to 18-second cooldown at level 3. The duration lasts for 4 seconds. And that's basically, it lowers the cooldown, and he can use it to remove a stun.
Middle tower is under attack.
Which I don't know if that counts for Axe Call. There's not a lot of stuns on the enemy team is the other thing. Is it really worth it to buy Ags here? One small benefit that it provides is that it gives Empower 5 more damage.
Oh
Since
my.
it's an agility item.
That's
so
legit.
You got that at least.
That is absolutely legit.
But he's dying to double stacked Ancients.
I mean, I've seen this build before. It's just not the most common, obviously. It's Funnick gets initiated on, has the Grave up. All likelihood will die, but they're going to focus on Clinkz down. Nice RP from Sumail from the Skewer initiation, and that's 2 deaths for Empire.
That was really
So
nice.
EG coming back, perhaps.
The Skewer put them together, make a little sandwich out of enemy heroes, and
That's delicious.
the big kill for EG.
All right, I have a random mechanics question for you, as we might have a fight here top, perhaps, in Universe. Aloha Dance has the Blink available, Yules as well, and Coil, literally everything on board. Goretz.
Ooh, lost vision.
He could get the Purge off now, but there's TP support, so I think they need to get out.
Is under attack.
And Universe is pretty close to an Ags, actually, only 300 away. He's going to be doing a lot of damage. As
PPD is
Goretz,
going to get him.
yeah, PPD, Telekinesis, Fog of War is not going to keep you alive this time, Goretz. TP attempt will fail, and Arteezy's just going to rip right through him. So, do you think Naga Song should work that way on Roshan?
The fact that Roshan gets slept,
He does not get stuck.
if his Lincolns is up.
Huh?
If his Lincolns is up,
Song,
he doesn't get slept. If Lincolns is down, he gets...
is that
it's
true?
one of, yeah,
Okay.
I think that's how it works.
Huh.
So
I
if the
didn't know
Lincolns is down, he gets slept. If the Lincolns is up, he does not get slept, I believe.
that. Okay.
In terms of its interaction, I think it's fine, leave it in the game. It's a thing that makes Naga Saren kind of unique in her ability to be drafted. I think it's fine. Like, the hero still has a lot of really big lackings. Like, she can interrupt team fights, and yeah, she can Riptide for some minus armor, but her damage output is awful for a support. So she doesn't really contribute that much other than that. It won them the last team fight, but it forces the rest of your heroes to draft around damage. And Ursa brings tons of damage, so it kind of works.
There's the Aghanim Scepter officially finished on Universe. Clinkz in the meantime, as I think he should have more gold than this. Solar Crest, is there anything in the career or something? Oh, no, that's a 4-staff for Khabos. That's what we were talking about at the beginning of the game. That's what was needed.
Radiant's
I mean,
bottom tower
Arteezy
is
just
under
hasn't
attack.
taken off, so the 4-staff hasn't really been that crucial yet, but it'll become so for sure as the game continues on. Puck going Ags as well. Good lord.
I like that a lot. I don't know if he can remove... I guess
He
this
walks
is pretty
through
good
it,
for
he can remove
RTZ.
it.
He can remove it with his ulti. It's actually a hard counter to the Ags Puck, but the Ags Puck is still good against a lot of other heroes there. And there's a chance that he's going to have to use his Enrage before that. So, maybe the fight starts, he uses Enrage, you ulti him after that. And then all of a sudden he actually can't move anymore. So as long as RTZ uses a bit early, then the Ags Puck will be good. When we go against Magnus as well, he can't skewer, can't initiate. He has to wait the full duration for him to be able to initiate.
Yep, team fight should be interesting as a result of this item. We'll see.
And now he's got a Diffusal on her, so very,
Okay.
Radiant's
very
top
interesting
tower
choice.
is under
Gives him
attack.
some mobility advantage over his opponents.
I mean, he just needs to slow so much. I mean, we've seen Sheepstick. I mean, do you think Sheepstick would have been better this game, or
It's
is
way more
Diffusal fine?
expensive is the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Such a weird build. I don't think I've ever seen an Ursa build like this.
Yeah, that's strange.
And the fact that it's also in this game, where EG is clearly trying to win, like, he actually thinks this is the right build. which is so interesting because it's so different than so many different Ursa builds.
Yeah.
But we'll see if it works out. I mean, he's definitely farming fast. The fact that he has a Magnus on this makes everything different, changes everything. Because part of the reason that items are bad in a lot of cases is because you're like, man, you farmed all of that gold and all you have is an Axe. Like, but instead with Empower, he now has an Axe and a Diffusal Blade, where most Ursas would only have like an Axe Blink Mask. So he gets an extra item, which may justify the cost of the Axe overall. I think he might be. I think you might be able to remove Shadow Poison as well, maybe.
Smoke gank attempt here from Empire. Now that the Ags is online for Puck, and they're gonna run right into PPD initiation and Universe as well. They're gonna chop down PPD first. Universe gets off his heal. Do they have enough burst damage to take him out? Indeed. Oh, the Yules at the last second cancels the RP from Sumail. He only gets one in the RP. Skewers Goras. That's not the initiation you want to see. As Sumail gets taken out easily by Empire and. Arteezy's build, wow. He died instantly.
He had half HP. I was like, is that a 5-stack Shadow Poison? No, that was a Medallion and a Deso and a Soul Catcher.
Yeah.
He just died. And this is a game where you max Soul Catcher. If you ever have a tanky hero, you max Soul Catcher, and any tanky hero suddenly looks like a real hero. That's exactly what happened there. Like, Arteezy's damage is good, his agility is quite high, but when his Mask of Madness is up, and he's Soul Catchered, he just dies instantly. Like, Enrage only lasts so long. It's 4 seconds out of 18. That's horrible uptime. Yeah, that's better than a 30-second cooldown, but is it worth spending 4,000 gold just to lower that cooldown by 12 seconds and let you remove one disable, of which Empire has very few? I don't think so, man. I think this item is going to lose them the game in a lot of ways.
The good news here for EG is that their high ground defense is pretty damn scary because their team fight in general is disgusting. As Fear has to pop the song, will TP out. But if you get a nice RP on 3 or more heroes, Ursa will decimate everybody with the cleave of Empower.
It's always the option when there's a Magnus plus melee carry, is that he will cleave somebody down and kill them.
I mean, even PPD stealing like Berserker's Call wouldn't be too terrible. Although he doesn't have a Blink Dagger right now.
Yeah, exactly. He's quite behind. He's 0, 5, and 6. He had a couple good steals that could have got him some stuff, but those couple early fights, Empire had big kill advantage, so his items are going to come later.
I mean, look at the net worth, though. Arteezy is #1, despite
that's
EG
Empower, man.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
He killed all those Ancients,
All right, so what's the next crazy item? Purge? He hasn't used the Purge yet, by the way, although it's only been one fight since he's had it.
He may need an AC.
AC, okay.
He needs an armor item, I think, but his items are so weird, he's like almost out of item slots, is the other problem with buying all these mid-tier items. Maybe a Basher is a good solution as well.
Basher's super standard.
Oh, I know why he bought Diffusal. I'm stupid, because there's a Ghost Scepter on the Shadow Demon. He needs to be able to kill those heroes, and Ghost Scepter counters them too hard. And as they get more and more Ghost Scepters, he just loses the game, basically, because he jumps in, everybody pops a Ghost, and he stands there for 4 seconds, and then he's like, come on, guys, let me kill you, and then the enemy team just kills him.
It's so awkward to play Ursa sometimes when you get caught in situations like that. You get kited. It's almost like playing Sven, but without a stun. It's super frustrating.
Exactly, yeah. You need the ability to slow them, and being able to remove their Diffusal Blades makes a big difference.
All right,
so he does get his level 3 Enrage at least, so the cooldown's now down to 18 instead of 24.
So 4 seconds up, 18 down.
Yes.
So, okay. So 14 downtime, technically. Empire gets Aegis, by the way.
He might kill Clinkz here. At least Aegis. He's thinking about it.
No. Does he still have dust on him? He does, so that's something he can get rid of technically.
Actually, I don't think he can kill him because Clinkz has a Solar Crest now. So he can lower armor by 17 with his hero, and he's got 25% evasion. So I think he's going to target maybe Rubik, Naga at the start, but maybe
enough
kill
attack speed to take him out.
I think so. Straight down.
Well, here we go. We have the attempt. 2, 3, 4 right clicks. The coil is expended, but definitely worth the kill.
I really thought he was going to attack faster than that, but I guess he has invested quite heavily on literally just minus armor stuff. Like, Strafe basically stops Untouchable, but
then you're just attacking at normal attack speed.
He looked a little slower than normal, but yeah, but quite slow.
So do you think some sort of, even an agility type item, even Butterfly or something like that, Clinkz?
That would actually be a really good idea, because it's going to hard counter the Ursa. I guess he already has Solar Crest, though, so it makes overkill on evasion.
Yeah, that's true.
Can you disassemble this? You can't.
I don't think that, that would be OP, I think. I mean, Solar Crest, actually Solar Crest really isn't picked up very much anymore.
Yeah, it's
I guess a few months ago maybe it was
because you can't use it on BKB heroes anymore. I think that's one of the big reasons why. It used to be such a good counter against any BKB core, But people don't high ground quite as much as they used to. They rely on things like Glimmer Capes, Force Staffs, even sometimes Lotus Orbs instead.
Oh, Fear disrupted, Soul Catchered up. Funnick is going to get a Shadow Wave off. Fear does have the Song if he needs. And he might just die instead. He pops the mech.
You should have saw him. He's dead now, for sure.
Yeah, he's dead. For sure. Universe trying to do a little bit of collateral damage. Funnick taking a ton. Is forced to Grave TP. He will get out. And look at Universe. Ags, Dragonlance.
Oh,
He deals.
okay.
He's basically a carry right now.
All right, I like the hiding position. This is good.
Goret's TPing out. And oh, he's barely going to get out.
He
In the
could've
meantime,
done that.
PPD initiated on by FN, and that is a super duper easy kill. BKB pop though.
Yeah. It's the worst of playing underfarm support against a carry with really high solo kill
I
potential.
mean, he pretty much has to go Ghost Scepter, right? I mean,
It's not even going to do anything. Well, I guess he doesn't have Diffusal. That's RTZ. But yeah, that he has to do Ghost
Radiant's
Scepter.
middle
There's no
tower
way.
is under
You can't
attack.
just try to compensate this with armor or HP. It's time for Ghost Scepter. He's 2 behind.
Empire's going to rip right through this tower, and probably will get more. Although 6 seconds left on Sumail's cooldown of Death Timer.
Radiant's middle tower
Has the RP
has
available, but I don't know. This is just a free rack, so I don't think they can defend this at
Radiant's
all.
middle
Yeah.
barracks.
And
They
Song
were
is
very
down.
happy
Or,
with
no,
that.
he didn't use Song. That's right.
Radiant's
That's why they had to
middle
get out as well.
barracks
Because
are
if the
under
song
attack.
comes, then they
Yeah.
force a fight. Buys them 8 seconds to get in position, or 7 seconds to get in position.
I'm pretty sure that Fear is going to be going Aghanims.
It's not a bad idea, yeah. There's so much damage on Empire right now. Being able to buy people time and heal them could be big. It could be the difference between disengaging or re-engaging.
So
after.
it heals, and does it add anything extra with Ags?
I don't believe so. Just gives that heal, and it does 8% health regen for 7 seconds, which is
It's
a
like-
lot of HP.
It's a jug healing ward on crack, essentially. If you ever the smoke, RP on one, Kavos counter initiation, but Aloha Dance dies right off the bat.
Snug is 3
But
shot.
Clinkz is oh my god, he just destroys kids left and right. The Song a little bit too late to save Sumail's life. So it's a 4v4. Who has the advantage? Fear pops the illusions, Kavos getting ensnared up. Funnick in the meantime telekinesis, but here comes the BKB from Clinkz. Trying to right click away, but doesn't really have a target he wants to choose. Funnick is going to force to Grave himself. Probably not the best choice, but Kavos will live to see another day. Arteezy in the meantime getting completely kited. Another right click would have taken down for Clinkz, but he's going to live with 1 stack of Shadow Point to make it to Universe. Healing himself, and Empire just completely running over this fight despite losing 1 right off the bat.
They didn't get the Shiva's guard. They might get RTZ.
Oh! 20 HP for
Radiant's top
Arteezy.
tower is under attack.
And that fight was won by Goretz there because he used Demonic Purge on the Ursa as he was about to kill the Dazzle. And what it did was it removed Overpower. So during that period of time where the Dazzle was stunned, that was one of EG's big stuns. They didn't get a kill. And that meant that Ursa just didn't do anything in that fight, and Emperor wins the fight.
And without RP, team fight is not looking good for EG, although Empire's going to play a little bit safe. They do considerable damage to the tier 3.
Got Dazzle that time. It's not a good time to go try to do that.
So I'm not a huge fan. I know you're not either of like not backseat, but like Captain Hindsight type thing. But now that I look at the
I do
draft,
it all the time.
okay.
I mean,
Well, Ursa first pick. Is that a mistake? You think? Because you have great
Well,
save heroes in that pool. I mean, we see a
they-
Shadow Thing, we
they-
see Axe, we see Dazzle.
they clearly focused on the benefit of getting the Enchantress. They said if we get Enchantress, it's going to be way easier. And it was, but they did still compensate with 2 heroes that give them good burst damage. Shadow Demon and Dazzle made it pretty okay. Like, they compensated with that Enchantress being there. I think we can still criticize Arteezy's item build slightly. I mean, obviously Demonic Purge goes through BKB, so Shadow Demon is pretty solid against Ursa, scaling even if he does buy that. But I just don't justify this Aghanim Scepter purchase. I feel like he buys BKB instead. He could,
Fear
here's
gets a
transitioning to
Sacred
carry.
Relic. All right, so
That's a good
trying
idea.
to transition to the carries like Arteezy. This is how it's done, son. Daedalus picked up by Clinkz, by the way, so he's going to do way more damage now.
It's like you buy real items, Arteezy. You don't die to neutrals. There's a lot of
I'm
things.
sure that's already up for people to see somewhere.
I am sure his team is going to flame about that for the rest of his life. Remember that time you died to neutrals when you were playing Ursa, man? In his defense, you don't often like, hey, I want to see if Ursa can jungle ancient stacks
Yeah,
with
well,
Empower
that's
and a
true.
Mask of Manas. So
I mean, he could take out Roshan. What's a couple of ancient stacks? No
yeah,
problem.
exactly, so easy. The cleave is quite good, I must say. He is going Abyssal Blade, and I think this is really what he needed. He needs some way to lock down his opponent. In the future, they won't have to RP puck. They can do Blink Abyssals.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be a nice mix of. You have the slow from Diffusal, you have the bash now, you have obviously the attack speed pretty much 100% of the time with Mask of Madness. The next might be, I mean, if we end up getting there, a sheep. Do you think a sheep is the last item?
No way. He's got to go all in on damage now.
Okay.
It's too late. He's already got too many utility items.
You can drop Ags from Ursa, I'm guessing. There's no skill added on. I'm pretty sure you can drop it, but
What do you mean, like sell it later?
yeah.
Basically.
Because some heroes, it's undroppable, right?
I'm gonna cringe when he sells it, because it's like, wow, you spent all that money on the item, and now you're like, well, this sucks. Whoops, messed up, guys.
Well, if it ends up being like the last fight, he really needs that abyssal. He could just sell it for the extra money, but he might not get to the plan. We'll see.
I don't know if he can even justifiably do that. It still gives him quite a bit of HP. It's about 400 HP. Gives him some mana pool. All these generic stats are not bad on carries. Obviously, if the bonus effect is what it does, it's probably not worth it.
Have you seen Ags on Ursa before this game?
I
played once.
I played a game
Captain's Draft.
with an Ursa that did really, really well, and then we bought bought Ags and it
I
did
meant
nothing.
like pro games.
No, never.
So it was picked up once in Captain's Draft, and they lost horribly.
The Ags Ursa?
Yeah.
Are you talking about this game?
No, it was other than this game.
And someone bought an Ags on it, really?
Yeah.
Weird.
There's this tier 3 tower. Quite a bit of misses there for Clinkz.
Mel's looking for an opportunity here. Do they vision?
Yeah, I
They
mean,
they actually don't.
despite being this far down, EG still has great team fight if executed correctly, so Empire needs to definitely be careful. They're going to perhaps let mid push in a bit before they go in.
They got a great weave, so this is going to be really hard to
Oh,
win this fight
Roshan's
now.
up in 20 seconds.
All these heroes have like 10 armor right now. 13 armor. Oh, is Radiant's up?
Oh,
hope.
there you go. So Clinkz, perhaps... Oh, RP on 3! The Skewer is not going to catch anybody, though. The RP is completely wasted. And Sumail just gets dropped in half of a second. Ay. That is not what EG was looking for. Is Chavost. He had a decent initiation possibility, but Fear resets.
Aloha Dance just won them the game.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell.
That blink Yule's there. Stops the initiation. Team can't catch up. RP's wasted. Sumail dies. Now it's just regular team fight. It's on RTZ. He uses Ags though.
Yeah, Ags is popped.
It's not stunned.
And Clinkz pops the BKB, trying to right-click Universe. He's getting destroyed, though. Arteezy just dies instantly, essentially insta-give. PPD finally got that Ghost Scepter off, but how much will it matter? Clinkz does die,
Raped the
so
wrong
this defense
person.
might actually work out. Buyback was expended for Arteezy, as Empire's just going to back out. They get the tier 3, but nothing more. And Snare will connect on Goretz, and they might just need to leave it here. Pops the Ghost Scepter, but the inevitable death will come.
Okay, it worked.
And somehow they held with a failed RP.
Well, I think the Clinkz was playing a little too aggressive there. He was playing very up, but Enchantress just kind of counters him, does pure damage through BKB. She did get a little lucky on her hits there. She hit almost every single time, and he does have evasion. Maybe he
might have used it on somebody.
Might have used Solar Crest, so maybe that's why. But the Grave didn't come through. Clinkz thought he was going to get more value. He stayed out of position for too long. If he just played that safe and they just hit buildings, they get wrapped.
Oh, here we go, Purge. They can actually get Roshan as well because of the early spawn. Aegis and Cheese are available. As mid lane, by the way, PPD is in all likelihood going to die to Aloha Dance.
He's
Down
working
he goes.
for it.
Oh! Ghost Scepter.
I
There's the
think
Yules.
he's got to leave.
Telekinesis up.
He can just blink. No problem.
And the coil is expended.
PvD,
But that's
slight
the trade
mistake
for the
there.
Aegis, so the EG will take that.
He had to attack him as he lifted because the lift obviously doesn't do damage, and then that allowed him to blink. But it, honestly, it probably didn't matter. He's going to die anyways. He doesn't have a blink. He has no good escape there. Ghost Scepter is all he's got. He's got 1,800 of a blink dagger, so eventually he'll get it. And like we pointed out, there's Aegis now on Ursa. He has dropped the Mask of Madness. I think that was easily the first item to drop. Obviously, Abyssal Blade is up next. Really needs some lockdown, but it worked quite well against Clinkz. I think Ursa versus Clinkz is good for Ursa. If Shadow Demon's not there to remove Overpower.
Universe, I think he's going to Secret Shop to go buy that Moon Shard. We'll see if that's the case. Does not have buyback, but does have Cheese. And in all likelihood, he'll be able to get that off in fights.
Okay, he's going to play it safe. Moon Shard on Enchant is so dirty. Just
400
does so much
gold.
damage.
400 gold away from having that and buyback. So
His attack range right now is 870, so I mean, that's...
pretty good. Not bad.
His attack speed right now looks really good. He doesn't even have Drum, actually. Kind of interesting. Slightly different enchant build than normal.
Well, I don't know if he'll have time. We'll see. He needs 100 gold as he's going to TP bot. And the RP is online. And that's what...
They've got a good ward, too. It's going to be able to spot Empire as they approach, and this is so important because you're going to see when they're grouped up, and that might be a Song of the Siren, and it might be an RP. So Empire has to
haven't
be able
actually
to spread.
seen that
They
setup
get it,
yet,
though.
have we?
They get the ward. They've got a second ward set down, though. Really nicely done by PPD. That might make Empire think that they don't have vision,
Right.
yet they still do.
Easy jumps in, takes out that wave hastily. Of course, has the Aegis. No buyback if he dies twice, because he picks up the Abyssal Blade, which will be quite helpful. PPD steals
Call.
Berserker's Call, not bad at all. He doesn't have blink or anything like we talked about, so it's going to be hard to get off a juicy one, as they say.
Fear's doing everything he can to stop this push. Just spawns illusions, send a couple mids, send a couple in other lanes. This is actually going to pose a big problem for Empire. At the very least, it's going to make them a little uncomfortable.
I think they wait for Aegis. It's too risky.
Yeah, that's a good. They probably should.
They do have cheese, though, by the way, from the previous Roche. It's on... I still have it? Yeah, it's on Clinkz right now. The 1 cheese apiece, and the Aegis, of course, on Arteezy. There's Boots of Travel.
Damage is pretty good, but it's not super amazing. I still am a little bit worried about his attack speed, for example. He just switched to Boots of Travel now, so he doesn't even have the treads anymore. He actually has no attack speed items other than strafe. So 25 cooldown on that means that he doesn't have that much. Oh, it's actually pretty high uptime. 10 seconds out of 25. It's okay. But in long drawn-out fights, I think Clinkz is really going to be lacking for damage a bit.
What would your next item for him be, then, in that case?
Moonshard, maybe, or AC.
Moonshard AC.
AC would be still really good. It's not good against Enchant at all, but against Ursa would be really good.
I mean, he does have the evasion, of course, for Enchantress, but hasn't worked out in the past, unfortunately.
Yeah, honestly, just getting a Moonshard might be a good idea. You're against an Enchantress. Like he has pretty limited windows to do damage to people, so maximum attacks. Like his damage is clearly not bad, right? He's got a Deso, he's got a Daedalus, he's also got Soul Catcher. So I think he just needs to be able to maximize DPS in a short period of time.
What is EG's plan? Do they actually want to fight with this Aegis? Because it only has about a minute and a half left.
I mean, they do clearly because they're out of the base for once.
Well, having the Aegis allows you that opportunity, though, right?
Yep.
Like,
exactly.
You know, Empire doesn't really want to fight unless they have to.
Yeah, exactly. So they're going to move around with each other. In the meantime, Fear will keep spawning illusions, pushing lanes out. Like, this Radiance bots him so much.
What does he have now? He has a Yasha on top of that.
Yep.
And now it looks like the carry Naga has Guardian Greed. Looks strange. We have the initiation. Arteezy jumps in with the Abyssal Blade. Kavos at half HP. The impetus. Oh my good God Almighty.
He was at half HP, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. That is sickening.
I was like, oh, he's got half HP.
What's the max damage Enchantress can do with impetus?
I'm not sure, but there is a number. I think there's.
I remember it used to be like 600 something, right? But that was more than 600, I think.
Yeah, I have no idea what it is.
Arteezy. Aegis online for, it might be less than a minute at this point. He gets Yulesed up.
That'll remove overpower and stuff like that too. They need to.
And actually, it's going to be about 30 seconds for Aegis. It's a little bit risky for EG, so they might just back now.
Naga's pretty close to being a full carry, by the way. He's got 244 CS. Top is 345 right now. So, despite being 0-5 and 4, Fear's contribution in this game is going to be
I mean, look at the net worth.
in the next 20 minutes.
We see it leveled out a bit there for EG, and now it's starting to go slightly in their favor. Still down about 12k, but with Naga Song able to push out these lanes very easily, the farm might go into their favor. Kavos jumps in. Berserker's Call onto Fear. He has Song, but it's not going to go off in time.
Ooh, they got a gem.
He gets chopped to the ground. Sumail Blink with the Force Staff RP on just Kavos, and he gets destroyed by Clinkz. Meanwhile, Kavos pops the Shiva's Guard and PPD. This is going to be close to a team wipe for Empire. Huge fight. They have buybacks on every single hero, though. And Empire is looking to make them use it.
Such a good little gank there. The call barely caught Fear before he got the song off. It was good reaction time, but too fast from Hobos there.
I'm ready to put that mess behind me.
That's easy. Jumps in with an Urshak. We got 2 buybacks. That's 3 buybacks overall.
He's got to get out.
Phase shift is taken.
Does nothing. PvP's really poor now because of that buyback. That actually just wrecked his Blink Dagger, but they don't want to get raxed again.
Yeah, I mean, it had to happen. Especially Fierce. Actually, yeah, they could have held on to the Rubik's maybe. I don't know. It's tough to say. Waha Dancing Company applying some pressure to this tier 3 top. Of course, they'd rather be bottom, but that's where Clinkz is, and he can just backdoor this. And that's going to be the name of the game for Empire. They can actually take this quite safely, knowing that buybacks are expended. As the range racks go to half HP, he actually could have taken that out, but a little bit too scared. There's the jump in from Kavos. He gets bashed up right off the bat. Arteezy in the meantime, half HP. Shiva's Guard's coming into play as Kavos. Here, Song of the Siren. And here comes Sumail with the Blink Skewer. And he just blinks right after the fact as Goretz is telekinesis. Meanwhile, bottom lane, by the way, Clinkz is just cleaning up the racks, no problem. And they will find the Shadow Demon and Dazzle, but how much does that really mean?
Oh, you're right, they did get racks there. Really nice play from Clinkz to move around. I think the fights are starting to become a little too hard for them to deal with against EG. And because there are buybacks as well, in a lot of cases, you're going to be on some cooldowns. So get the
RTV.
racks for nothing. You know what the crazy part about that skewer was? Is that, can you Abyssal from Micro? Oh, that was close. The crazy part about that is that the skewer, I think, does damage as it hits. So by skewering into the Song of the Siren, he became invulnerable, didn't take skewer damage, and therefore could blink. So that was just a little bit of an unfortunate mechanic there. If you would have hit the axe first and then skewered him, I think they would have been able to kill the axe. So overall, great for Empire. They lost 2 supports. As long as they don't get racks right here, they're fine.
RTZ trying to take out the tier 2. I think they might just go all mid here for EG. Of course, they have no buybacks essentially. They might have 1 or 2 as
Roach gets lifted.
Clinkz is looking for a potential kill. PPD and Sumail go a little bit deep. They get the tier 2. Phobos with a huge initiation on 3. The weave comes into play as well. Aloha Dance with Illusory Orb. Does not have coil for another 3 seconds as Song is used. Sumail in quite a bit of trouble. Gets blink off barely. Skewer away. There's the Enchantress. My god. Sumail drops to the deck. That's a 3rd kill just in the blink of an eye. And Empire looking very, very strong right now.
Is the game just ended this stage? Like that was buybacks, diebacks at least for Enchant and Rubik, and it seems clear if they initiate on Enchantress, she dies instantly. Like she actually can't stand up very much.
All they have is they have the buyback for Magnus, and RP is still up. So we have not seen the combination of RTZ with Empower into the RP, but
it's just so hard nowadays. Everybody plays so safe to big AoEs. It's very difficult.
He tries to walk up on... Oh, he actually had the Blink Abyssal available. I don't know if he could have gotten the kill as the range rack's taking a beating now. As here comes the initiation again, this time from RTZ. RP on 2. They get the range racks, does Empire. Goretz gets off his ult in the meantime for us with the counter initiation. Berserker's call. Sumail has a Ghost Scepter of his own. Another Song. This is, of course, a level 3, so he's going to have it every 60 seconds. Shockwave will not do any damage as a result. BKB pop. Clinkz is just going to focus the racks, and this is going to be mega creeps going the way of Empire. RTZ, one last stand, but will not be standing much longer. Empire take game 2 in, I mean, it was quite a long game, 48 minutes. So EG held on for quite a while.
They played really well, though. Super good ganks. The counter initiations from Aloha Dance won them so many team fights where Sumail would get a great RP off. He's going to send Devosa in the fountain, but it just doesn't do anything.
Devosa is used to being in a fountain. I mean, that's just his style, you know?
That's true. But they just played this game so well. Shadow Demon and Dazzle, they played very aggressive. They pushed lanes out early. They both got a lot of farm. They got Ghost Scepters so early that RTZ couldn't snowball his hero. Like, it made a big difference. They played amazing, honestly.
But game 2 goes the way of Empire. And keep in mind, this is the upper bracket playoff, so the loser of the next game, which will be game 3, will go to the lower bracket, so no eliminations today. But with this game, I mean, that was a pretty damn entertaining game. I mean, Empire had the lead for a majority of it, and quite a lead at that, but EG, they held on strong and just weren't able to take it in the end.
Yeah, the fights were just too hard, honestly. Like, Sumail had a very fast Blink Dagger, but as you can see, he just failed to translate it into kills. His hero, like, that's one of the problems with having a hero like Sumail play a mid-hero like that. At some point, it doesn't become about you as your individual skill. It's about setting up your allies to do good things. And he had a lot of really good RPs, but they were messed up a lot of times as well by Aloha Dance or Axe. Those 2 heroes were just amazing at interrupting the skewer or calling the enemies that come back in to catch the RP heroes. Like, Empire had great spacing in that game, and because of that, it became a victory for them. They didn't let Magnus do anything, really.
All right, and with that, game 3 is going to be coming up next, guys.